question that Coach Kim Caldwell's team has captured a ton of attention, from their 100-point plus wins to the obvious connection the Lady Vols have. And it's actually those two qualities that reminds one LVFL of her time at Tennessee playing under the late great Pat Summitt. I'm Paige Dower. This is the Field Pass on Full Disclosure. By reporting on the whiteboards, the art of tough coaching, the Lamborghinis in recruiting, it is just obvious there is a completely different energy about the Lady Vols program and a shift to the program as well. If you missed any of those stories, I do recommend going to the homepage and giving those a listen. Speaking of the homepage, the community tab, I'm going to start utilizing that a whole lot more because there are now 3 sports happening at the same time, so it's a lot to keep up with. So I will be posting, this week's content on there so you all can stay up to date, because I really do enjoy the engagement. And I want to make sure that you all know kind of when certain content will be aired so that I can continue to deliver the content that you all have enjoyed up until this point. So subscribe, turn the notifications on. There's a lot you'll miss if you're not locked in here on Full Disclosure. But back to the Lady Vols and this connection that they have, and just how impressive and rare that connection is for a team that didn't know each other 6-7 months ago, and you would not know that with how they play on the court. But still, the question remained, how will this connection translate to success on the court? We hear Coach Kim Caldwell say all the time that November will be horrendous. Through these first handful of games, it's been anything but horrendous. But how we'll know that the greatest indicator that this team will be successful, whether in December, or it might not come until January, or it might not even take off till next year, but the indicator that lets us know that Coach Kim Caldwell will lead her team to success is the connection that they have away from the court. They genuinely care for each other. Then you can tell that they've bought into the system. They believe in Coach Kim Caldwell. And then beyond that, they're able to execute the game plan. And it's actually those 3 qualities right there that has LVFL Nikki Anasike saying that, this team today reminds me of my team when I played for Coach Pat Summitt. The teams where they were dominant and won back-to-back NCAA championships in 07 and 08. Yeah, this team today, those intangible qualities remind her of when she was playing for Pat Summitt.
What I see the current Lady Vols building just reminds me of what we had back when I was a Lady Vol, and it's just so special. And watching them made me want to go back, even if it was just for a few minutes. I miss my girls, and to see the Lady Vols, a sisterhood now, they don't realize that is going to it's going to travel with them their whole lives.
Now, this aha moment that highlighted this connection for Nikki was actually when the Lady Vols returned to her annual Girls Inc. basketball camp that was held at Austin East a couple of weeks ago. And it was just, how bought in the Lady Vols were, to support her and her program, but how much they got along during the program kind of reminded her of how her team got along when she was playing for Pat Summitt and here at Tennessee 15 or so years ago.
It's just a testament to what Pat Summitt built. This tree of Lady Vols. It's a real family. So even though I graduated, 15 years ago, to have the current Lady Vols come and support me in my role at Girls Inc. is just a testament to how special the Lady Vols really are. It's not just a team or a brand, it's a family. And I can't emphasize that enough.
Now, what really highlighted this family-like connection for the Lady Vols that Nikki picked up on didn't really happen until the final few minutes of this Girls Inc. event, when the Lady Vols put on a little scrimmage for the girls at the camp. And that's when those family-like dynamics came up, when the little bit of bickering and laughing and joyous time started to happen. And at the end, it was kind of hard to tell, who had the most fun. The girls playing, the Lady Vols who were acting as the coaches, or Nikki and Gwen Jackson, another LVFL and current head coach for the girls team at Austin East High School. Who had the most fun? Because it seemed like it might have been the Lady Vols, because they were so distracted with Z Spearman and Jillian Hollingshed not calling the right fouls, not counting the points correctly, because Samara Spencer was just absolutely beside herself for a lot of the scrimmage, because she's like, we're supposed to have 9 points. That was a foul. And then it came to the very end where it was a walk-off bucket for her team, and her team ended up winning. Her and Kanaya Boyd were just so adamant that Z and Jillian were missing all of these calls. And it was funny afterwards, Nikki was like, well, the one thing you all probably didn't notice was that I was actually probably having the most fun, because in my mind, I was just jumping up and down. And it was that type of connection that a team who just met back in April, she was so surprised that they were able to have that connection, because it's that connection that is so rare to find today.
I mean, that's a testament to the leadership. I mean, Coach Caldwell must be doing an excellent job to really get the girls to mesh together and come together. And you can already see the connection there. That's a testament to how good of a coach she must be.
But then even before that, when they kind of got to let loose a little bit more and they were actually just helping Nikki lead the Girls Inc. event from, the stretching and the technical side of basketball, you saw Sarah Puckett really take charge and take ownership of her line. And I asked Kaya Wen, I was like, is that kind of how Sarah Puckett is in practice, where she really does just take charge? She is that leader for the group. And she's like, yeah, that's pretty much how she is all the time.
That's definitely how she is. She is very like this, and she's a really good leader. She gets people to listen to her. She's compassionate. She definitely will empathize with you, and then she leads with love. So seeing her come out here and just get those girls in line and get them doing what they need to be doing, that's definitely her personality.
Hearing Nikki talk about how special and rare it is to have a team this connected, I of course had to ask one of the transfers, Ruby Whitehorn, how special is it? How lucky do you feel to be a part of a program that has 5 new faces, and then 2 faces from last year, and Kanaya Boyd and Talaysia Cooper, that didn't play last year with his Lady Vols team, but kind of just watched from the bench. So you have like 7 new faces. And then on top of that, the returning players from last year who have never played together all met really for the first time in April to be this connected, to gel this much. How rare and special is that? And she says she can't help but feel blessed and lucky to be a part of this program.
It's been great, honestly. It's hard to find a team that is bonded in the way that we are off the court and on the court. It's hard to find a team where you get along with everyone on your team off the court and on the court. And I'm very grateful and lucky to be in a program where the girls not only buy into each other on the court, but they do off the court. We care about who each other are personally, and we show up for each other. We have each other's backs, and I think it shows on the court. It makes the game a lot easier.
And when Coach Kim Caldwell found out that Nikki Onosike made this comparison from their team to her, mid-2000s team, she kind of had a joking response. And she's like, I love that we get along that we did, but now I want to start playing how they did. And she said that's when we'll be able to talk about how we really resemble that Pat Summitt-led team.
But they've been close since they got here. I mean, there was not a whole lot of time for them to be close and to be joking and to be laughing. And that is one thing I'll say over and over, that this team is fun to be around.
Kim also mentioned after the Girls Inc. event, Nikki did message her, likely talking about the impression the Lady Vols gave her and just the connection that the Lady Vols have. And Kim's like, it was a really nice message. I just now want to start playing how they did. And I think we can all Ned. Kim also mentioned after the Girls Inc. event that Nikki did reach out to her, likely to talk about the impression the Lady Vols had on her, kind of reiterating the sentiment that Nikki gave to me. And then Coach Kim Caldwell after was like, it was a really nice message, but what I want is to start playing like them. And I think we can all nod our head in agreement that we would all like to see those early and mid-2000 years come back to Lady Vol basketball. Thursday, it'll be all things Vol basketballs are now in the Bahamas getting ready to take on Virginia in their first game of the Classic. Again, everything's under the community tab for content this week, so you guys can stay up to be, kind of have a pulse on things. Friday, it's a senior day edition for Vol football, and then of course Sunday is our usual post-game report with myself and Jimmy Hines. But thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn the notifications on, do the whole 9. I really appreciate it, and we will be back tomorrow to talk all things Rick Barnes and Tennessee basketball.